I was wondering because I was like, it didn't look normal.
Still not loading, mate.
Give it a second.
There you go. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Here we go. All right. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's talk Tottenham. I thought I had started this live stream. I had not, but that's in part because I think I'm disappointed by what we've just witnessed. I've got Regina, I've got Bill, and I've got Jinty on the call. Regina, I know you. I asked you already, but would you just share a little bit, specifically regarding the missed chances? Um, what do you think that was? Do you think it was nerves? Do you think it's um, quality? Because I felt like Steven Bergwijn, yeah, he missed a couple.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. In terms of Bergwijn, I do think it was quality because he missed two chances. Maybe the second one it was a bit of luck, like it got unlucky that it hit
Yeah.
the far post.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one, I think he really should have put that in the net.
Yeah.
And also Harry Kane also had a chance to score,
Yeah.
but it went over the bar. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed, but it's okay. This
Mm-hmm.
is basically how most of the matches against Liverpool will be. So it's not that surprising.
Yeah. I would agree with you that it's not that surprising. I'm still a little disappointed, but yeah, I think Harry Kane missed that header on that corner.
Yeah.
Something that you would expect him to at least put some power behind it and put it on net. But Bill, what about you? We can talk about individual performances. What did you think about the team overall?
I think the team overall played almost to their full capacity. I feel slightly bad because I was one of those people who were backing Stevie B
Mm-hmm.
Bergwijn before the match, but some may say that he didn't really fulfill his potential for this game. I feel bad for him because I do think he does a lot of good work.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good team performance. The standout people for me really were Serge Aurier. So I felt like he put in a really good performance
Mm-hmm.
against Mane throughout the match, and Højbjerg really. Even after getting the yellow card, he was still really being very streetwise, knowing when to sort of
Yep.
slow the game down, or having the confidence still to commit to a tackle
Yep.
and winning the tackle. So it was a good team performance. It was and there still were some very good standout performances on an individual level. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel it is disappointing. I just think we need to take perspective. We never thought we would be in this position
No.
um, anyway at the start of the season. So don't don't lose hope or don't throw your toys out the pram.
Yeah.
Just keep perspective.
Yep.
I lost at Anfield. I think many of us would have kind of almost expected this result. So don't
Yeah.
don't feel too disheartened. We're a third of the way through. We
Totally.
can
Well, and I
still
think
we can
in
still pick up points.
in terms of, I mean, this is one of the things that Jose has brought to us, which is this mentality that we go into every game. I don't know if we're expecting to win, but we're certainly hoping to win. Especially against a team like Liverpool at Anfield. I don't know if I'm expecting to win, but I do feel like there's always a chance, and it's always the hope that kills you, especially as a Spurs fan. But I felt like, yeah, in the dying minutes of the game, Jinty, you were talking about how I think it was Henderson that took that ball 25 yards, something like that, before the corner was taken. Just, do you think it was tired legs? Do you think it was
No,
too
no.
far
We
backed
were
off?
doing.
What is it?
Yeah, we were. I was going to say that's the one thing that really was disappointing me, and I'd seen it in the couple of games beforehand. That 30 to 25 just before the D, like yard lines, we just sit back. We're at the furthest our defense goes is the front, the line of the penalty box.
Mhm.
Like that's just like, and there's just so much space for them to pick a pass when you're trying to get a tackle in the last ditch, which has worked out for us so far. But against a team like Liverpool, the amount of like even injury-ridden Liverpool, the amount of quality they
Mhm.
had. I mean, they had 800 odd passes to our 200.
Oh yeah.
Like it's you can't give a team like that much space. Like we were like I think it was actually a really solid defensive performance, even though
Mhm.
everyone was watching together felt nervous. Like as it said in the stats, man, we made 26 clearances and 30 odd tackles,
Yeah.
but they're knocking at the door, and with the size that we've been playing, when the start of the run of this playing like this style against the big six. Man City weren't at a good form. Chelsea were not playing at a good form, and they're obviously they fell off even more now. And so we were getting away with it a lot more comfortably. But you can't give a team like that
No.
that much space in that area,
No.
especially with the wingers that they have and the fullbacks they have. Like you could see that he'd set it up that he was making someone cover, the Manny. I mean, Aurier had Manny in his back pocket
Yeah.
for nearly all the game. He made one dodgy
Mhm.
decision,
Mhm.
and Ben Davies struggled to keep think Salah, but and I think everyone who was on the watch was like, "Oh, why isn't Sergio not playing?" But then when Sergio came on, he looked shaky. He looked, he was clearing the ball and he was hitting it straight into the middle of the D,
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
Liverpool player, he gave up possession like the three clearances he did, and you're
Yeah.
just like, I'm kind of glad he didn't start, to be honest.
Well,
The way
I
it was going for
I,
him.
I agree with you. So like I think in my previous video I talked about, my starting 11. I did not have Lo Celso on in that way, and I had Ben Davies over Regulon for what I think Ben Davies brings. I think Ben Davies he's more reliable. He's certainly will have like a moment here and there, but in terms of he's gonna clear the ball, he's gonna clear his lines, he's gonna make smart passes. Whereas Regulon, he did like a back heel or something to into the middle of the pitch, and I felt like, what is going on? Like, why would you do that? So anyway, yeah, in terms of the team, what did you think, Regina? Did you feel like it was a good starting 11, or would you have made any changes that Mourinho didn't make?
Yeah, I think overall it was a pretty good starting 11. Like you said, Ben Davies is much more reliable and you kind of know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And look, Rayon is a really good player, but in a few games, I don't know if you guys have seen him, but he does look a bit rash. Like he makes rash tackles sometimes, or he
Yes.
gets a bit too excited.
Yep.
So I think it was good to have Davies in the starting 11 because I think he was pretty solid defensively. He headed out a lot of balls and he blocked a lot of shots as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was good to have Lo Celso rather than Ndombele because, like, obviously Ndombele has great technical ability
Mm-hmm.
and he's good on the ball. But I think Lo Celso also offered that defensive quality that we needed in this game specifically. So I
Mm-hmm.
think overall, Mourinho picked a pretty good team, and I was happy to see Dele Alli come in again.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dilly definitely looked happy to get a chance. I felt like it was a little late, but we've got a couple comments in here. Bill, I wonder what your thoughts are on this. KT says, my thoughts, Spurs played too deep. In the beginning of the second half, when Spurs played up the pitch, we looked so promising against Liverpool. We stood no chance of playing with a low block. What do you think about that? Do you feel like it was too deep? I do feel like at the beginning, of the second half, we looked sharp and we had those chances, but we just didn't put them away.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with us playing too deep. I Well, in some respects I do, but for the game against Liverpool, I also sort of think that is, if you're going to go against gegenpressing, you
Mhm.
know, the maybe the perfect antidote is to sit deep and play on the counter. And we did look almost promising on the counter,
Yeah.
but maybe that's just because that's the only thing that we've been seeing, apart from maybe the first half against Palace where we were on the front foot. But that is mostly what we've been seeing. Just
Yeah.
to come back on what Regina said, I don't know. Part of me would have liked to have seen Ndombele,
Hmm.
if not start, at least have an appearance, because I do think he is the type of player who is able to sort of have three players around him and then somehow turn and thread a ball through to a winger or to somebody to be running onto that ball. I think Ndombele is the kind of almost perfect player for the Liverpool game, because he has such that sort of ability to resist the press. He's
Mhm.
like anti
Yeah.
press.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen him make an appearance. Sorry, I've forgotten the original question.
Oh no,
I was
just that's about it. Just like, are we sitting too deep? And I would say,
I think if you're gonna play, if you can't take the game in many ways to Liverpool. It's similar to Man City. I
Mhm.
think we have to sit deep. That is the way to play against Liverpool, and it almost took us away. You know, we
Yeah.
were 1-1 up until like the 90th minute, so we can't be too disheartened with that. I think
No.
that's the way you have to play against Liverpool.
Well, and I'll say this too, that I feel like out of all the chaos that has happened so far this season, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, um, us, Liverpool, right? You're looking at these teams. Liverpool, even with, their injuries, they still look like Liverpool. They're still competing like Liverpool. Everybody else feels so shaky. Um, and we're competing. I feel like it's not surprising to lose points at Anfield, but to be where we're at in the table, and to have taken the amount of points that we did, post international gameplay. We won, beat Man City, beat Arsenal, drew at Stamford Bridge, and I think that's why I felt like we could get a result here. Um, but yeah,
Quick
looking,
question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Jinty.
Yeah. Do you think it stings even more because of the timing of the goal? The one, like, we were 90th minute.
Well, yeah, of course.
Do you
Yeah,
think
because
that's what it is?
if they'd have scored in the 60th minute or something like that, you'd be like, all right, whatever, it's easier to take. But when you're in those final few minutes of the game, you feel like, oh, guys, just hold on, right? And yeah, so it's. I was going to ask you, Jinty, what do you think? Coming up against these now, we've got the holiday fixtures are coming up. The games are going to be thick and fast again. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, we got Leicester, I believe, on Sunday. Is this
Mhm.
just, hey, it is what it is? Just like Jose's been saying, we go out and we try to get 3 points. Or do you
I mean,
think,
Leicester just lost it to Everton,
well, yeah, I know.
so they'll be like up to bounce back, because they're pushing for Champions League football,
Yeah.
definitely, because they're missing out
Yep.
last time, quarter final for the. I mean, it is Stoke, but it is, that's their Champions League final, Stoke.
Yeah.
So that'll be a tough game, and Wolves. I mean, Wolves are just a nightmare to play
Mm.
against at home,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like, Fulham is the only one for the next four fixtures that you think that's an easy game.
Yeah.
So
But they beat
I don't know.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
so, or did they, or
Yeah.
they drew, I'm sorry, they drew, who did they draw against just recently? Liverpool?
Yeah. They,
Yeah.
they they drew with Liverpool. Yeah, but they
So,
actually took the fight to them. But I just think it was. I don't know. There was. I really, that was glaringly obvious that that tactic of dropping deep like that, it's worked out well for us. But when you've got a team like Liverpool, or if we were to do that against, like, Bayern Munich, if we were in the Champions League and we had Bayern Munich, they would have done the exact same thing. Like a
yeah.
team that has that quality, you can't really play like that without risking something like that.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, and I think it's worked for us. We've been clinical enough to survive.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, we were really clinical. Like, as I said, man, the stats like prove it, man.
Oh yeah.
We had 20. Was it? I think it's 30 tackles, 26 clearances.
Yep.
So we did put up a really good defensive front. But the fact that is all they needed was just it's Liverpool. All they need is one chance. You know, like, so if they keep knocking at the door like that, they're going to get in eventually.
Yep.
If we're lucky.
So Jinty, I wanted to ask you though too, like who would you have rather seen instead of Bergwijn to start?
It's difficult, and I think he's like, I don't want to be hating on him, but like, obviously when I was out in the Discord, everyone was talking about have Bergwijn be the start, and I don't see what other people are seeing, and not even the fact he missed the chances, he gave away possession a few times.
Yeah,
he just bad runs, and it's just, and it's like you can see he's just, I don't know what's up with him, man. I really don't know.
Yeah,
like I think he's trying to play in a system. He's trying to adjust, and it's obviously he's struggling.
Yeah,
to adjust it, because people are talking him because he's better defensive. But you were watching the game with me, man. He was not. He was about 5 yards in front of every player he was trying to defend against. You're like, to put a tackle in, then like, I mean, it's a shame. Like, it is a real shame that Lamela. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Like, I would have wanted. I mean, Lamela would have been perfect for that game. He would have put a foot in every time that Bergwijn was defending against someone. Lamela would have been right in front of him, sticking a foot in, and turning possession, and just being, as I'm not going to say the word, but that Jose said in the documentary, he would have been like that,
right?
And Bale, I don't know what his Bale, if he's obviously he's sick, and I think I've got to agree with you say about Mora. There's that Lucas, he does, as you're saying, look down at the grass when he starts running, but you saw him, he was still running at the ball, he was still running at people. So I'd have rather had him running at people than what Bergwijn was doing for the 70 minutes beforehand.
Yeah, Regina, what about you? Do you feel like you would have trusted Lucas, you would have trusted someone else instead of Bergwijn? Or do you think we probably would have had the same result? And having Lucas in there, having Bergwijn in there, they're kind of a like for like. What do you think?
No, to agree with what Jinty's saying, especially with regards to Lamela. Like, off the bench, he's a really, really good option to have.
Yep.
The tackles he makes, and just his Argentinian flair. Like, he really would have made a really good impact on the game, I think. And yeah, with Bergwijn, I think the reason why Mourinho is choosing him to start is mostly because of what he does defensively, like the tracking back he does, and protecting the ball and things like that. But yeah, today he wasn't that great, I must also admit. I also hope that he would at least have a decent game in terms of defense, sorry.
Yeah.
But the thing with Bergwijn is, going forward, he doesn't offer that much. Like, he doesn't have a lot of assists or goals, and he really needs to offer a lot more. And I think I heard some Spurs fans saying that at his old club, I can't remember where he played, but there the system that he played was in like a flowy type of football, like free-flowing football. But with Mourinho, obviously that's not the case.
Right.
So maybe he just needs to adjust to this style of football, but I don't know, because he's been at the club for a while now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just not too sure about that.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did not have a day. And I'm a fan. I like Stevie B. Obviously, I've got his kit behind me. I think he's struggling, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's trying to fit into this Jose system, and it's just a struggle for him in terms of, like you said, the free flowingness that he's used to, or what. But yeah, I don't know if I would have trusted Lucas personally. Bill, we're gonna get to the end of this stream here. I want to give you the final word. It seemed like you were saying, hey, of course it's disappointing. Of course it's disappointing to have lost at the death of the game, but don't lose hope. What are your thoughts for the upcoming fixture against Leicester?
Well, I think Leicester are going to be up for it because they're obviously coming on the back of a loss, as are we. Is it home? Is it away again?
Oh, that's
It's home.
Is it home?
Yes, I think so.
I mean, not that it makes that much of a difference, but
yeah, I'll pull it up just to make sure. But you're probably right, Regina. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's home. She's right.
Yeah, it's home. Yeah, don't lose hope. I also think if you'd asked me 6 months ago, would we be challenging for the top spot at Christmas, I would have bitten your arm off for that.
Yeah,
so
right.
I don't. I think football fans and all football fans can be fickle and sort of lose hope or feel really dejected. I wouldn't feel that bad. It's Anfield.
Yeah.
It is probably the hardest place to play.
Yep.
If not in the UK, certainly if not in Europe, certainly the UK rather.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad
No.
or too dejected. Obviously, it's a kick in the teeth to lose in the final minutes, but
So silver lining, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
At least we're not Arsenal fans.
Yes, yes. Jinty, yeah. That's the final word. End on that. At least we're not Arsenal fans. There's no better way to finish.
Yeah. It's so interesting to like see the changes in the two of our clubs, and obviously they are riding the struggle bus so hard right now. We got a couple comments, and then I'll say one more thing. Looks like someone said I'm heartbroken. But I do think Kane and Bergwijn missed some sitters. Yep, that's for sure. Bergwijn was awful today. And I would agree. I don't know if he was awful, but he had two chances, and I forget who said it, but there was maybe it was you, Jinty, while we were watching the game. He had the opportunity to pass as well, instead of take it himself.
Yeah, square it.
Yeah, he could square it across, and I can understand why he wants to take the shot. And honestly, like, I feel like it was really unlucky. That one that hit the post could have gone anywhere, just as much as the deflection hit the post and could have gone anywhere, right? I mean, their first goal was a gift. It was not. It was taking a deflection and goes in the back of the net. And I think if you consider that as well, this is really a 1-1 kind of a draw, and yet I think that's what makes Liverpool champions, and they're able to do these kinds of things, especially at home. And it is disappointing to me. I'm not losing heart by any means. I feel like this is it's definitely not the end of anything either. Like, we have looked very, very strong. It's our second loss. It's a loss against Liverpool, which I feel like, again, that's nothing to be like ashamed of, worried about, or anything like that. And so I'm still very fully, come on you Spurs, and we're on to Sunday. And then just after that, we've got Stoke, and then Wolves, and then Fulham. And so I think, this will give the guys a lot to play for, and hopefully we'll get a result against Leicester at home. So I want to thank you for doing this, especially after a loss. It's not easy to I don't know, be just disappointed and then come and talk about it. But I really appreciate all of you being on here. And as I like to say, as ever, it was great talking with you.